Hey, welcome to Football Sutra again. A very busy week this week with Premier League action. 5 red cards already. I can tell the lads in the Premier League were waiting to get started with club football again after coming from the international break. The blood in their veins is rushing to play Premier League. They were aggressive. 5 red cards is a big deal, right, in a Premier League week. One of the talks of this week was the match between Southampton and Leicester, 3-2. Of course, Southampton scored the initial goals, but then they got the red card, and old hog Jamie Vardy's team capitalized and of course scored 3 goals, and they won it. They nailed it with Ayew scoring the winner. Manchester United, after some weeks, they eventually managed to win. I love the finish, the calm finish by Højlund. I've not seen that kind of finish this whole season yet by any striker in Manchester United. It was a very calm finish, a beautiful chip, and what a pass from Rashford. It was a beautiful cross, equally beautiful finish by Garnacho. And some bangers were scored in Tottenham Hotspurs. So Son scored a beautiful goal, 60 minutes, 4-0 they won. Again, red card for West Ham. Yeah, okay, another game that was interesting was Fulham versus Aston Villa. Fulham was initially winning, and I was rooting for Fulham. I thought they'll win, but yeah, it's Aston Villa. It's not an easy team, right? So the first goal was scored by Jimenez, 5 minutes, and he scored, and then in 9 minutes the goal was, it was equalized in 9 minutes by Rodgers for Aston Villa, and then they eventually won 3-1. So it was an exciting week. Man U defeating Brentford 2-1, finally a win for them. Brighton doing good in the match against Newcastle, because Newcastle is always a hard opponent, and they managed to win 1-0. And if they would have won the one against Chelsea, they could have been on the top four. But again, Aston Villa is on top four. They won it today. So let's talk about players and managers. The player that I want to discuss here is, of course, players from Aston Villa, because Aston Villa, the work Unai Emery has done is revolutionary for Aston Villa, and it's been a project that has been very successful. The first player I want to talk about is Onana, because I believe he's one of the best signing this season, for Aston Villa in Premier League. Another one is Tielemans. Tielemans, because you see him play. I cannot exactly just with stats tell you that he's good, but you see him play. He is such a calm player. He's good at tackling. He's good in passing. He's good at dictating the game from the back. And if you see the last couple of matches, his rating has been high. I mean, his passing has been good. He passes a lot. He also does his defensive duties, and overall, he's a complete defensive midfield player. If I'll talk about the managers, Hurzeler, one of the youngest manager in Premier League, the youngest manager in Premier League, permanent manager, I should say. And he's also doing a good job. I saw Brighton. Of course, I was switching matches, but I saw Brighton play today against Newcastle, and like I said, Newcastle is not an easy opponent. It's a very tough opponent. Eddie Howe is a good manager as well, a very good manager as well. He's also doing something with Newcastle. I mean, we consider them contenders for top four each year when we see Premier League. Getting 3 points against a team like Newcastle is a win, a big win for Hurzeler. They could have been in top four, but Aston Villa is in top four. It's Liverpool sitting at the top with City at the top. 7 matches played, 18 points. So they've also played a game less. If you talk about Arsenal, they've played 8 games, and they're in the third spot with 17 points. These other two teams, Liverpool and City, with 7 points, 7 games each, and with 18 points. Premier League is, I think it's a race between these three teams for me specifically. Arsenal, I think, lost their first game against Bournemouth, and they've lost 2-0. I mean, it's still going, but they've scored 2 goals, so I don't think they'll come back from here. So it's a race specifically between these three teams, and then we have Brighton and we have Aston Villa contending for the fourth spot. Chelsea is another. So tomorrow we have Chelsea and Liverpool. Let's see. Chelsea is also in the race to win the Premier League, but I doubt they'll win. I mean, next season they'll be even stronger, but I doubt they'll win because of Liverpool and City. Because City is again, it's a giant, it's a Goliath, too hard to slay. They have to be exceptionally consistent. Chelsea to win the Premier League. Liverpool, I think they have a very good squad to win it. But again, I still think City would be my favorite for this year as well because Pep Guardiola is Pep Guardiola, and he has a team that's it's a project that's been developing for years. Yeah, and every year they make a signing, it becomes a success. For heck, for Cristiano Ronaldo, it would have been a successful tenure if he would have signed for City. Would have been better than United. He should have signed for City. I mean, speaking about Ronaldo, he would have been winning trophies if he would have been in City. Heck, he would have won the Champions League also. But again, this is football, and I think it was best for City that they went for other targets and they signed other players. So this is it, and let's keep following and keep seeing what happens. Let's keep following the clubs.